welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa and this is my first English video ever. Just to let you know, English isn't my first language. I was born and raised in Mexico for 29 years. Moved to the States a year and a half ago, so I am really excited. Like, I am so excited. And I have a few people that had told me before, like, why don't you do an English video? And I was like, okay, since I moved to the States, most of the brands I use are American, like why not to do an English video? So I finally got the nerve to sit down and film for you guys. And I'm gonna be doing this look that is perfect for fall, like for any party that you guys can have, or going out, or like more maybe of a night event, even though I know some of you ladies are gonna be using to go to work, but that's fine. I'm about that life too. I'm gonna be using my Venus XL palette. This is my first time ever using it on YouTube. I'm so excited. And it looks like this. I've never used this palette before on myself, like to do a full look like I did this time. I've used it on clients because I do makeup on clients, but this is a great palette to have, you guys. The pigment is insane. And something else that I like is it has a huge mirror, a full-size mirror, and it does have like matte colors, everyday shades, and these purple colors, like the matte colors, are super pigmented. And I am also excited because there is two shades in the palette that capture my attention. Is the shade Celestial and the shade Fresca. These eyeshadows have actual glitter in it. It's not shimmer, it's not glimmer, it's glitter. And I don't know how they got to do that, but I've never seen that in an eyeshadow. Like, you apply that and you see glitter on your eyes. I'm gonna be using the Morphe 350 palette. This palette is very universal. It has a lot of matte, everyday brown shade. I'm gonna be using other products and I'm going to explain through the video. I want to apologize, you guys. I have my baby next to me and he is making a lot of noises. Sorry about that, but that's how babies are, right? After I explain everything to you guys, let's go to the tutorial. Okay guys, so I'm gonna start with my eyes. As you guys can see, I already did this eye, but I haven't done the eyeliner or the lashes. I don't know what I'm not gonna do yet. I'm gonna start by priming my eyes, and for that I'm gonna use my Latex concealer from Kat Von D. You guys can use any concealer you like, and I'm going to add it to my lid, but just making sure that I define my brows. This will bring the brows forward. If that makes any sense, it's gonna make look everything so nice and clean. And then with my clean finger, I just like to go over it to set it. Okay, so now I'm gonna start using my first color. That's gonna be this beautiful burgundy color from the Venus XL palette, and this one is called Botticelli. I think this is how you pronounce this. Sounds Italian to me, but this is like a rich burgundy shade and I love that. So so I'm gonna use a flat brush like this. This is more like a shading brush, and this is from Morphe. I don't know the number because I got this in a set, so that brush set had no numbers. I'm gonna start by applying this color on the outer third part of my lid, and I'm just gonna try to keep this color within the crease of my eye. That's gonna be your limit because we're gonna make sure we blend this very well. Otherwise, if you go above that, you're gonna have a hot mess over there and it's gonna look like too exaggerated. This color is beautiful and I think it will look great with any eye color. I'm gonna use this brush. This one is from Amazon. I'm gonna give you guys leave the links down below. This brush set is amazing. I love it. Alright, and I'm just gonna make sure this has color from the previous application I did on this eye. I'm just gonna make sure I blend nicely, but I'm gonna try not to take the color or the blending motion on this part of the eye because I am gonna use a different color there. And just by taking the brush from the very end, I'm gonna start doing a blending motion like on semicircles. And I'm just gonna try to elongate the eye shadow a little bit, like to blend it like this. make sure you go deep on the crease, because dark shadows, especially the purple kind of eyeshadows, tend to be really hard to blend on the crease, and if you do not do like a good blending motion, it can look muddy over there. So just make sure you blend well. Alright guys, so it's funny, I've been living in the States for about a year and a half now, and I learned my English in Mexico. I learned it by myself. I went to school a couple times, but that wasn't like enough for me. And I remember that I bought a dictionary like back in the day. I'm talking about like 15 years ago, or actually more. So I bought a dictionary, English Spanish dictionary, and I was buying every magazine and every book I could in English. So I was translating everything, and I remember I used to have like a little notebook, and I will write everything down, like every word that I will learn today, I will write it down, and I will try to practice in my room like every day. So that's kind of how everything started. Plus all my music was in English too. I was like so committed to learn how to speak the language, because I always thought it was beautiful, especially where I am from. It's a very like international city. You get a lot of American people living there, Canadians, Europeans, Asian people. So yeah. Alright, now that we have this, I'm gonna go on the second shade, which is gonna be from the Morphe palette, and I'm gonna use the two oranges here together at the same time. Always tap off the excess and apply in the center, and try to blend these colors together a little bit. Alright, yeah, so I was learning a little bit more every day, I want to say. I was so proud of my advance back in the day, and I remember that my first job I got, it used to be at like a little boutique. Okay, now I'm going back to the brush. Sorry about that. I'm going back to the brush and just try to blend a little bit on the crease. Same brush we use for the burgundy color. What I'm doing, guys, is more like a layer type of technique. This way you can build up the color a little more. Alright, so I remember I used to work at that store, and I was the one attending the international people most of the time, and that was like a dream come true to me, I remember, because I always like the language. And then I got a second job like after I finished that, because I was in school, and after I finished that, when I went to university, I joined a international it was actually a company owned by American people, and I started working there. It was like the biggest in the city, I remember, and it was a property management office, sales office, rentals, and everything like that. That's how I started, and everybody there was American. And I remember it was just like 3 of us or 4 in the office who were what we were supposed to be bilingual at some point, right? So I was so amazed that I had to do like everything in English. That was like a big thing for me, because that I kind of learned a little bit more, and I got to practice. I was rejecting every job offer I had back in the day, if that wouldn't mean for me to speak a little bit of English. So yeah. Alright, so I'm going back with the orange. Okay guys, now I'm gonna use another shade to kind of blend the orange and the burgundy together. It's gonna be this one from the Venus XL palette, and this is like a deep plum color, but it's more like in the, I don't know, it's like more like a brownish plummish color. And I'm gonna apply this in between the burgundy and the orange. This is the perfect shade between these two, and I'm just gonna make sure the limit is the crease again with this brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics. I'm just gonna try to blend everything on the crease. Okay guys, now I'm gonna go ahead and move to do a cut crease. I'm gonna go back with my Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer, and I'm gonna use, this is a flat synthetic brush, but the top is a little bit curvy, you can see. And this is perfect because what you want is to do like a semi-circle. And I like to start from the inner corner and just carefully take it up. And now with a clean finger again, I'm gonna use my little finger. I'm gonna start dabbing on top of the concealer, just trying to set it. And I'm gonna also trying to blend the edges, like the end of it, blend it with the eyeshadow, because otherwise you're gonna have a line, and if it dries it's gonna be really hard to blend. And now I'm gonna go with my lemonade palette. This one is from Dominique Cosmetics. I'm gonna be using the color peach. I'm gonna be using this flat brush. It's from the same Amazon kit. And just make sure you add any primer. Oh, I usually add Fix Plus. I just thought I lost it. And with this, I'm gonna pack the color on the brush and just make sure you apply with a lot of detail. If you want to have a defined cut crease, it has to be done with detail. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start applying and bringing the color down a little bit. So this is like the movement I'm gonna be doing. I'll go apply this and then kind of bring it down a little bit, like drag it down. This way metallics look more pigmented than just packing it on. And you guys can also use your fingers. I like using my fingers for metallic shades or foil shades instead of a brush, but again, we want more detail on this one, so that's why I'm using this. All right, you guys, I hate the fact that the Morphe palettes had like no mirror at all. It's like, come on guys, like put a mirror on. Okay guys, I'm gonna go again with the Morphe palette and apply the orange eyeshadow in the center. Yeah, so that's kind of how I learned English. And you know what, I'm gonna tell you something that happened to me. This is like very funny, but first I'm gonna go back with the makeup brush. I applied the metallic peach shade, and I'm just gonna try to blend the orange and the peach together, but I'm just gonna stay on that part. I'm not gonna drag the orange through the inner corner because I really want it to be like more of a transition from the peach through the orange all the way to the burgundy. I think you guys can start noticing now. And gonna go back with the same brush and back with the first burgundy color, the Botticelli color, and just pack it on again to intensify the color. See, this is basically repeating all the steps. This is just layers of color, and I promise you guys it will look amazing. And now I'm just gonna try to focus on blending it out to kind of make a more elongated eye. And for eyeliner, I'm gonna be using this palette. This is the Makeup Forever. I just cannot find my black liner, you guys. I don't know where I left it. And I'm gonna use the black pigment with a thin eyeliner brush. Okay guys, so I am gonna use a dark black eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna set the eyeliner where it is, and I'm gonna try to make it a little bit smoky, but I'm gonna try to smudge more and blend out more like where the darker shades are, because I don't want it to look messy or anything where the metallic or the orange is. All right, now I'm just gonna make sure I clean everything with a wipey. This is very self-explanatory. Okay, so the funny thing I want to tell you guys, it's that when I was about like around, I would say 11 years old, I was into this bilingual school for like a year. I remember that my mom changed me to that school, and that was, they will give you like English classes like all the way since you were like 6 years old, and all my classmates already knew a little bit of English, and I do like zero. Like I would know a little bit, but I was not into speaking English at all. And that was my first year in a school that actually gave me English classes. Like I had a few classes before, but I never really got like an actual everyday English class at school. So okay, now I'm gonna use my vitamin E. This is a serum that I use before I apply my primer, just to hydrate my face, especially because this type of the year, I don't know if that happens to you guys, like I get super dry. Yeah, so I went to that school and I remember that I got my first class ever. I was like so scared because all of the kids in that classroom knew each other from years ago, and they were been together taking like the same classes and everything since the first grade. So I was like the new kid. It was me and a couple more kids, and I was like so afraid. And I remember that the teacher exposed me like so badly, you guys, that I got traumatized with that. Yeah, so I remember that he exposed me. I told him that I didn't know how to properly read in English, you know, or to imagine like being in a new school and having the teacher asking you like in front of everyone to speak a language that you have like no idea how to speak. And I told them, and he was so rude, and like he exposed me in front of the class, and I was like, this bitch. I was so scared, you guys. Like next day I didn't want to come back to the school. I was so embarrassed. I felt like so bad, and everybody was making fun of me. And like starting from that day, I started to feel like something happened in my head, that I wanted to learn the language so badly. Like I told my mom, it doesn't matter, because I always like the language, you know. So I remember I told my mom, it doesn't matter what it will take me, I will learn how to speak English. Like I swear, you guys. Now I'm gonna use this foundation. This one is from Stila, and this is the Stay All Day foundation, and I got the shade medium. Ever since that day, I've been kind of taking like everything wrong that happens to me like in the good way, because I know it can just give me like so much knowledge if I kind of work on my fears. That's what happened. And yeah, so I just last like 1 year there. After that, I moved to a different school, and when I went to the new school, I was a kid in the classroom who know how to speak English. You know what I mean? I was so proud, and I remember that the teachers will just put me like in a separate room, like a classroom, separate one from my class, and they will just make me like, okay, they will give me like newspaper or something to translate, and I'll do it, and they will give me a 10, which means an A. I guess it means an A. Okay, now I'm just gonna go with my Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I'm gonna try to blend everything. This step gives you like the most flawless foundation. So yeah, you guys, it's an honor to me to be able to sit down and talk about what I like the most, which is makeup. And ever since I started my channel like 8 years ago, my intention was to also do English videos, but I was like so scared. I just couldn't. I remember I used to record a few, but I would delete them because I would feel like so embarrassed in front of the camera. I am going to curl my lashes. Everything changes when you apply lashes. This thing is just so, it's so amazing. Like it legit changes the game. These lashes are from Amazon, you guys. I'm gonna leave the link down below. Okay, while everything dries, I'm gonna move on to my concealer, and for my concealer I'm gonna be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I'm gonna use the lightest. This is the deep palette though, but I really like this color for my concealer. So I'm gonna make sure I just take the concealer on the sides of my nose. This is gonna help your nose look a little bit slimmer. And I'm gonna start blending out. Alright guys, now I'm gonna use my Covergirl. This is the Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer, and this is like a liquid concealer, like creamy. And I'm gonna make sure that I sharp the eyeliner. This is the key for the perfect eyeliner, you guys. Before I do baking, I'm gonna use, this is the Becca Opal liquid highlighter, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply, like on the higher points of my cheeks, on my face. And I'm gonna use the diamond blending sponge from Real Techniques. Okay guys, now I'm gonna do my baking, and I'm gonna try to take the baking all the way underneath my eyeliner. Make sure you dust off your dress or your top or anything, because this stuff is messy. And I am going to continue doing my under eye area, and for that I'm just gonna go ahead with a black liner to saturate the waterline. Okay, this is gonna make my eyes go instantly red. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go back on the Venus palette and back to the Botticelli eyeshadow, and for that I like to use a flat brush, and this is the one I use to smoke out my eyeliners. So any brush that you have that is kind of like this is gonna do the job. And I am just going to smoke out the lower lash line. Now I'm just gonna make sure I blend this. Okay guys, now I'm going back with the Morphe orange eyeshadows, and I'm gonna start to applying those on top of the burgundy color, but kind of dragging it down and blending it out. And back with this brush, I'm just gonna do try to blend everything and kind of smoke it out more. I had to bring my baby, he's laying right next to me. He loves to see himself in the mirror. And with a little bit of a larger brush, I'm gonna try to blend this, and I'm gonna go to my inner corner. And for that, I was thinking about using this color from the Kylie X Jordyn palette, and I'm gonna be using this color that is called Wild Love, that it's like a very kind of like a greenish purplish metallic shade. And I'm gonna use a brush like this, and I'm going to apply the Fix Plus. I do have a video on this palette and a review, but it's in Spanish, so if you guys are interested, I can make... Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. It has like a really purple reflect in it. Sorry, I was saying that I do have this review and tutorial in English, so I mean in Spanish, so if you guys would like one in English, I can try to do it as well. Okay guys, this stuff adds a lot of dimension to the eye. This is the Shading Light palette, and I'm gonna go and use the medium and the dark shades of the palette. Just gonna do like strokes and a little bit of circles. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of the yellow shade to remove the baking powder. To remove the powder. Alright you guys, so before I set my face and everything, I'm gonna make sure I add mascara. This is the Colosal from Maybelline. This is the Volume Express, and I'm just gonna saturate my lower lash line. My brow bone, I'm gonna go ahead and use this color that is called Blank Canvas from the Venus XL palette. Okay, now I will set my face, and I'm gonna use my Mario Badescu setting spray. Alright, and since in my opinion no look is complete without any blush, I'm gonna use the shade Eden from the palette to do my blush, just a little bit, because like I said, like it's super pigmented. And I'm just gonna add it on the apples of my cheeks. This is a beautiful shade for blush. I'm gonna be using my Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter. This is my go-to. It's my favorite highlighter. And I am going to add this highlighter on the top of my cheekbones and the bridge of my nose. Okay, now I'm gonna go for the fun part, which is the lipstick. And for that, I'm gonna be using the Melted Latex from Too Faced. This color is called Bite Me, and this is a high shine super pigmented color. It looks like this, and this is a beautiful fall shade. I think it's the perfect fall shade. Hey guys, so this is the final look. I just finished applying the lipstick and I love that. This is my first time ever using this color, and I'm not disappointed. It's very pretty. I think I hope it's not drying at all. I choose this color, you guys, because it's so easy to find palettes that do have this type of shades. I think they are very universal, and almost every company has a shade similar to this, and I believe the drugstore does too. So I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch my video. It means the world to me. My social media is going to be linked down below in case you guys want to follow me. And do not forget to like Bless you. And if you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys on my next video.